And good evening. Actually, it's already nighttime. But welcome to another episode of The Big Fat White Guy. And for today, I'm going to quote my sister, my only sister. She's younger than I am, whose name is Elieza. And she said one thing to me. You better believe it, Anya Deng. Anya is the Chinese word, Hokkien word for elder brother. But she said, you better believe it, Anya Deng. It's the celery. So I said, what do you mean by that? She said, whatever salad, whatever you do, you have to put celery. And anyway, I was contemplating on the value of that statement. And so once we tried experimenting with chicken salad, I usually do my chicken salad getting a cooked chicken from somewhere else, like a roasted cooked chicken that probably is sitting in the refrigerator aisle of your local supermarket for about a day or so. Hence, it is cheaper than the freshly roasted one. Anyway, along with that, I put celery, and then of course with the usual thing, onions and probably the garlic, pepper, salt, and then your mayonnaise. But if you think about it, the celery is just perfect because it actually adds a little bit of that zing. At the same time, it's sweet. And it is not bitter, but it really adds this pleasant flavor. As opposed to some people who do not like sweet things in their salads. Like for example, you might want to put pickled relish. Some people would like to put a pineapple. That's up to your discretion. But then on the other hand, I think celery is just perfect. Now, once you put the celery in and all that stuff, then you may want to put your other flavor enhancers such as your pineapple for some, the pickled relish as mentioned, and for some people like cherries. In any way, watch and you'll see, follow these simple instructions on how to make chicken salad using a day-old roasted chicken from your local supermarket, which is actually cheaper as I've said, and you'll come up with the perfect salad. In fact, a friend of mine who always, who comes here to visit me in my place, sees my chicken salad and he couldn't help himself and will surely gobble it up. Try it. So the ingredients for today's chicken salad would be the following. Of course, we have a whole chicken. Now this is roasted chicken. Roasted chicken that has been cold and probably left in the the refrigerator aisle of the supermarket, so it sells a little bit cheaper than the fresh one. So I would advise you to get this because it's cheaper than getting a fresh roasted chicken. Now this one I cut it coarsely because I like it to be a little bit on the coarser side. It gives that bite. We also have here some garlic. It's one whole head of garlic that's peeled and chopped. Here a medium onion. Similarly, of course, has been peeled and then you chop, not very finely, coarsely probably is okay. I also have a cup of celery. Now, celery stalks is what I use. Now, sometimes celery stalks may have a leaf or two. You can add that too if you want. But this is more or less like a cup, and that's equivalent to like 4 stalks of celery. So you divide the celery into like two pieces each stalk, and then you slice it lengthwise, and then you chop it to coarsely about the same size. Also, I have 2 cups of mayonnaise. Now this is just half a jar of what's the leftover. I'll be using all of this mayonnaise, and I think that will be enough. Also, I have French mustard. Now I insist using French or German mustard. European mustards are much better than the English mustards simply because it has a little bit more kick. Also, we have some salt. I think for this amount of chicken, I think we will need something like a tablespoon. And this right here is a tablespoon of freshly ground black pepper. Now, some salads, chicken salads, you would probably like to put a little bit of contrast. Some would probably put a little bit of walnuts or apples. Some would probably put a little bit of cranberries. I leave that all to you. Now, as far as my family is concerned, I don't think they like to put contrast. And some of the most popular contrasts that you can use is pineapple. My brother hates pineapple. So sometimes I just leave the contrasts alone. But I think the celery is enough to actually provide that needed sweetness and contrast to the whole salad. So anyway, now that we have explained all the ingredients, it's now time to put everything together and see what happens. So to make your salad, first we have here, of course, your chicken. It's coarsely sliced and chopped, as you can see. It's basically putting all the things together, but first you have to do it with all your spices and all onions and garlic together. So put the vegetables on top, and as I've said, I'm very basic about it, which is your celery and your onions and your garlic, like so. And then you also put your salt and pepper. Now, before you put your dressing, of course you mix them all up. Now, when you mix, be sure that you do it from below to the top, below to the top, as you mix the ingredients very well. Now, once that is done, then you just add the mustard first. I said in my recipe probably I would be using like a 4th cup, but it's actually to taste. Some people would like to have it a little bit more spicy. Some people would probably like to have it a little bit more, just probably less spicy, and it's up to them. Now, I insist on using the whole 2 cups of mayonnaise. Then when you toss, it's always from below, bring it to the top. And that way, your stuff doesn't spill over the bowl. And then once it's done, you can put this in a bowl, cover it, chill it, and it's ready to go. There you have it.